Welcome to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast, the show that delves into the reasons we love to choose, wrap, and share gifts with each other. Hi, I'm your host, Eve Kale, founder of Gift Wrapped by Eve, and I'm on a mission to help you experience the joy of gift giving while also considering the planet. Each episode, I'll be sharing ideas or interviewing guests who will help inspire your choice of gifts and how you present them. Whether that's for your own gifts or products you create or sell in your small business, we'll help you consider how to make small changes that can help your gifting be a little greener. Welcome to the Green and Gifting Gang podcast. I'm delighted to have a guest with me today. Naila is here to talk to us about gifting in her own life and also as part of her small business. Naila, can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Eve, for the opportunity. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Naila. I am a textile designer and a block print artist for the last 10 years now. I am celebrating a decade of Naila Ahmad London that I never, ever dreamed in my wildest dreams that I would be able to accomplish something. And here I am. I am a multi-award winning designer and starting from a school fair. And now I am doing my second retail festival, big event. So yeah, it's been a journey and a half.
Wow. That's just amazing to hear and so inspiring. I'm sure lots of people listening will be inspired to hear how you got started and how you've had this amazing success in 10 years, which is, it feels like maybe quite a long time, but also 10 years in some ways is a short period of time to have had like this sort of snowball effect. So tell us more about how it all came about.
So I was always a very crafty person, very creative person. I always went for rescued fabrics, rescued trims, and I I was very hands on kind of a girl. I just thought, okay, there's no wastage. I just could always get something made into something else. So it was my mother-in-law's birthday. And, my mother-in-law had her anniversary, Eid, and then her birthdays would come very quick as well. So I said, Naila, okay, what are you going to give her this time? And I decided to make her a pair of cushions. And I had some trimmings at home because I always made my own curtains, my own soft furnishings and cushions and all that. So I had the fabric at home. I had some pom-pom trimmings and I said, Naila, let's make her a pair of cushions. And I just made her a pair of cushions. And when I went to her house to gift her, she said, Naila, this was the best birthday present ever. I had given her such expensive perfumes. In the past, I've given her candles, handmade things, you name it, but nothing of my own handmade items. And she cherished those cushions till her last moment. God bless her soul. She loved her cushions so much. And that just gave me an idea that, Naila, if your mother-in-law is pleased with you, imagine the world. Because, mother-in-laws are very hard to please.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, wow, what a lovely story and a way to start your business as well. Because yeah, it just goes to show you that, how something so thoughtful can have such an impact, can't it?
Because we always used to think in advance that, okay, it's my mother-in-law's birthday coming up. What am I going to buy her? And how can I better it from the last time? And obviously, I wanted to please her. She was my mother-in-law. And I said, okay, Naila, you've run out of ideas. You've run out of budget as well. So how can you top it up from the last birthday present? And I'm so glad I went for it. And I listened to my gut feeling and I listened to myself. And I said, Naila, why don't you make her something? And she always loved my creativity. Whenever she came to my house, she would say, did you make this? Did you end up making the sofa covers? Did you end up making the curtains? And so she already knew that I was a creative person. But to get compliments like that, like I never thought that I could make something and gift it on her birthday. I always thought that it has to be the most expensive present or something. Yeah, but I'm glad I did. And that's it. Then literally people have hinted me after that I hope we get your handmade present this time. Like when my in-laws had their children had their babies, and this was hinted to me that I hope we get your handmade gifts this time as well. So it's been very nice to hear from your closer family and friends who really appreciate your handmade items. And that's how I ended up selling my cushions. And
Yeah.
cushions was the product that I started my business with. And it's still still love making cushions. And my new patchwork cushions, they are my best sellers.
Yeah.
And yeah, love the journey. Yeah.
I think what's really interesting, picking up on what you said about this feeling that we maybe have that we need to better the present from the last year. We need to better it. We need to come up with something new. We need to come up with something, and maybe we think we need to be bigger every single time. But
Yeah.
actually, what you're sort of saying is the reverse was true. You went back to something, small, you repurposed
Yeah.
materials to create the cushions. You'd gone for something like quite personal and not the bigger, more expensive items. That's really, really
Yeah.
interesting. And obviously that process, that moment kind of helped you, inspire you to make them for other people as well. So how did you get started?
So yeah, gifting my mother-in-law my handmade cushions was the snowball effect. And then I started making cushions with the lovely pom-poms at my house. And then I used to loan it to my friends and family who had weddings in their homes. And, for our Asian weddings, it's all about colors and colors. And so people were like borrowing my cushions and for their henna nights and gatherings like that. So that gave me an idea as well that Naila, maybe this could turn it into a business. I decided that, okay, I'm going to make some really nice cushions and sell them. And because I believe that life is too short for beiges and blacks and magnolias and all that. So I always thought that colors needs to be used more passionately in our lives. So I decided to start my business with one product that I already knew how to make.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to learn how to make a new product. I didn't go to take courses or something. I just knew that, okay, Naila, you've got the sewing machine, you've got the skills, you know how to make cushions. Why don't you just start with one product? And so I went to my school PTA where my kids went to, and I went to them. They had a summer festival coming up, and I said, I would like to have a stall. And they said, yeah, why not? What will you be selling? I said, I will be selling my handmade cushions. And they looked at me and they were really surprised because it was a surprise for everyone, because usually when it's a Pakistani or a Muslim vendor, it's either henna or biryani. There's nothing wrong with that. We make the best biryani. South Asian biryani is the best biryani. And then henna, we master the art of henna as well. But it was very different. It was very different. It was a complete surprise for the PTA members to hear that I'm going to be selling my handmade cushions instead of clothing or instead of henna or biryani or samosa stall. And then I worked really hard, Eve. I just got busy making cushions, and my stall was full of cushions and things, and my stall got lots of attraction, and that's it. I made loads of money, Eve. I made loads of money that day.
Amazing, amazing, and amazing to feel like you've feel that success from
Yeah.
making something that people were obviously excited to come and buy. At that
Yeah.
time, were you doing the block printing? Was the block printing part?
No,
No, okay.
no, not at that time. I was just using high street fabrics, remnants of Katkistan, Laura Ashley, and other bigger brands like John Lewis fabrics, whatever I could find basically on eBay auctions and in some charity shops near my area. And whatever was left over, I would just go and buy it. And sometimes the shopkeepers would give it for free to me as well, saying that, oh, it's the last bit, last half a meter. And
Yeah.
they knew that I was always rummaging through their, end of roll baskets.
Yeah.
And so I just started making patchwork cushions and embellishing it with my signature style pom-pom trims. And that was the huge seller. People just loved the pom-pom cushions. Also, I would like to say that on that day, the school manager came to my stall, and she walked to my stall and she said, your stall is getting lots of attraction. I just wanted to come and see, what are you selling? So she came to my stall, she fell in love with my cushions, and the school placed an order for 30 cushions.
Wow.
That was such a success. That was such a huge achievement. And I'm glad that universe was on my side. And I'm glad that my first event went really well, beyond my expectations. Everybody really encouraged me. Everybody really cheered for me. My kids were by my side and they were just so happy that mum was selling left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And they were helping me pack the orders and count the money. It was such a surreal moment that
Yeah.
my first event, my first ever sale, and it went so well. Yeah, it was a success. It was a success.
Fantastic. So you really had stumbled across something that obviously had really captured people's attention,
Attention.
and
Yeah.
you're like, right, okay, so what did you do next to yeah, capitalize on, the success you'd already had?
Yeah, so then people started hearing about me, about my business. And then I did a very nice month-long pop-up with the help of my local council, Waltham Forest. That's where I come from. And I had a month-long pop-up. So I really did it in a very nice boutique style. And then I got featured in the newspaper. And then my neighbor 2 doors down the road, they came with the newspaper and they said, Naila, is that you on the newspaper? I said, me, little old me. And then they said, wow, I didn't know that you ran this business. And so word got around and I started getting lots and lots of orders. I got featured. I gave a TV interview. I got featured in a 100 inspiring Muslim women entrepreneur list, and then etc. And then obviously I won the SBS award. How could we
Yeah,
forget that?
we met.
SBS
Yeah.
award. Yeah, that's how we met. And then also I won the award from Lady Karen Brady, who assists Lord Sugar on The Apprentice. So I won the award from her as well. And so I became the cushion lady, basically, Eve. People used to call me the cushion lady for a long time because, and then I got approached from other markets and other pop-ups as well that, oh, we don't have anybody selling cushions like yours. So would you like to come and have a store with us? And so I became the cushion lady. And that was really nice. And then I got stocked in so many different shops up and down the country. And that's just how I went from a small IKEA kitchen table at home to my own studio here on the high street in Leighton. And I call this my happy place. I love my studio and I love how active and productive and creative I get when I come here. And I'm more focused, and that's how I think that I have become more productive since I had the studio as well. It has played a huge impact in my balancing my work and family life as well.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. It sounds like it's grown beyond your initial expectations to, so you obviously need that space now, that separate space so that you can be creative and come up with new
Yeah,
products that that your customers are asking for. So now you've got a bigger
absolutely.
range than just cushions.
Yeah.
That's right. And would you say that your products, are they often bought as gifts, or do you think it's a mixture of people buying for themselves as well as buying as gifts?
A majority of the time is for gifting. I do, like for Mother's Day, lots and lots of people bought my cashmere shawls and they bought my cotton scarves for their mums, and also my lavender sashes. Lots and lots of people buy them for as gifting. And then I started doing the alphabet lavender sachets as well. So it's purely personalized gift item. I also, my cushions, they are mainly for people who are just renovating their homes and they want to add pop of color and design and pattern in their homes. But my lavender sachets, majority of the time, are bought as gifts, and my scarves and also my weighted pillows. Lots of people buy them as for a gift for new mom and a get well soon gift for their loved ones who have either come from a surgery or had a down moment in their lives. And so because I do self-care products as well, my lavenders and my weighted pillows. So yeah, most of the times is gifting items. People, when they pick up an item like a makeup pouch or something, they say, oh, our daughter will love it. Our daughter-in-law would love it. And especially when I started doing scarves, Eve, people used to come to my stall and they used to say, hey, yeah, so it's sorted. One scarf for your mother and one scarf for my mother, and that's it. Christmas done, sorted. So
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
stuck with me that, Naila, that's how people want to. If they like something, they will say, why not buy two and
Mhm.
make both mother-in-laws happy? And It just stayed with me that, Naila, that's how you started your business until today. Mother-in-laws, they are the hardest people to please. And I wasn't the only one who was facing that issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing how people think of like gifting my beautiful things, and they know that they're very unique, because I started block printing my fabrics 8 years ago. As I mentioned initially, I was using high street fabrics, Katkaston, or mainly Laura Ashley fabrics. I love those prints, and florals are just my thing. And soon I realized that, Naila, you need to make your own mark as a designer. And so I thought that, okay, block printing is very eco-friendly, and I'll be using something that was like made 100, 200 years ago, the block, and I will be reusing it and reliving the history through the designs. And so I stuck with that technique of making print, and I love it because each time when I create print, still brings new color palette, or it's still just it's a timeless design. Basically, that's what I'm trying to get at. That block printing, it creates timeless designs. Even now, I'm just coming from Pakistan, and I go to Pakistan to buy vintage blocks, and it's a lovely way to connect to my roots as well. And I love how my craft has connected Pakistan with me, although I have moved to London like 23, 22 years ago. So it's a great excuse to visit Pakistan.
Yeah. So tell me more about the blocks then. So you're not creating blocks yourself now. You're sourcing them, and
Yeah.
are they always sourced from Pakistan?
Yes,
Yeah.
majority of the times I have been to Pakistan myself, or my sisters have sent me blocks from Pakistan. I used to carve my own stamps, but that was for my more London designs. At that time, because I was still searching. I was looking for my niche. I was deciding what design will sell well. But I realized that, yes, people were buying the London designs, London iconic skyline, or London Big Ben, or the red buses. They became very popular. But I said, Naila, this is London, but your identity, I wanted to bring Pakistan somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to lose my identity. And that's how I fell in love with the blocks, and I said, Naila, I think I'm going to stick to these. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that has the way how I use the blocks, that has become my identity. People can see my prints, and they can see my color palette, and how I place the blocks. So it's not very too much in your face, and it's not very heavy on the designs and heavy on the colors. As I said, I create timeless pieces. So people now recognize, and it's good that they recognize as 10 years of printing and making, and now it's recognizable designs that people can see my designs and tell straight away that this is Naila's designs. This is how Naila have placed the pattern and colors. And so it has become my identity, and I'm glad. And I'm glad that I've managed to keep it all, even while changing my designs and things, is still recognizable. Yeah. So I acquire the blocks. Sometimes, like recently, my friend went to Pakistan. She brought me some from her village, and I have been gifted from some friends as well. They studied textiles in unis, and they said, Naila, they're just collecting dust in our attic, so you will make use of these blocks. So I've been gifted blocks from a lot of other countries: Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, and then I go to Pakistan myself to bring beautiful vintage blocks. So yeah, the collection is growing and growing.
Yeah, so that sustainability is really woven into what you're creating, which is obviously something that's really resonating with your customers. Do you find that you get lots of repeat customers from people coming back to either add to their collection, or they know that, their mother-in-law or somebody really enjoyed the scarf or whatever before, and they want to buy another one? Do you find that you get people coming back like that?
Absolutely. I love, and I remember, and I love to see my repeat customers. And I love the fact when they realize that I remember them. So they think that I would have forgotten them, but I remember my happy customers. And so they come to me each and every time when I do a pop-up or something, or they follow me on Instagram, or they're my subscribers. And they especially come down to markets and say, Naila, we're here again for a scarf, or a lavender sachet, or something. And they say that, oh, my daughter was visiting me, and she took my lavender sachet, so I need to buy another one. And then one of my customers, yeah, one of my customers, she bought this weighted pillow from me. And she said, my son has taken that from me and he's moved to uni and now I need to buy another one. And so, yeah, I get repeat customers, happy repeat customers. And I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased that they, whenever they want to buy a gift and a unique gift, they always come to me. They know that Naila's products are sustainable, made with great love and care. And I work with my customers as well, like with according to their color palettes, according to their needs and dimensions and etc. Like one of my customers, she was from Australia and she was visiting London, and she said that she would she would like a square weighted pillow. So I made her a square weighted pillow for her feet, and that was just really nice. And we worked together. And similarly for my scarves, people come to my studio, we choose the blocks, we choose the colors that they would like to be used on the scarves, and that's how I create bespoke custom orders. Again, repeat customers, and I'm glad to say that I have very happy repeat customers.
I think that's really great to hear. It's something that I talk about quite a lot, is that people are still wanting to source different gifts, but they also want to tick it off their list. People have got busy lives, they want to choose something thoughtful, but having like a short list of places to go to that are different, unique, you're going to get amazing quality, you're going to get something that's going to land really well with the person who receives the gift. Having small businesses like yours kind of on their like shortlist is, it's definitely something that small businesses can do. We don't have to always be going to the big, the big online retailers to get great quick service to tick something off our list. We can shop small and still do that. So it's really great. I'm sure it's going to really inspire people listening who want to grow what they're doing to the levels that you have. So I want to change tack slightly and talk to you about your own gifting and the way that you choose gifts yourself. One of the things that we were chatting about before for the interview, or as we've sort of been arranging the interview, is the occasions that you give gifts for. And a lot of people who've been on the podcast before give for Christmas and Easter. So I'd love to hear more about gifting in your life and what occasions you give gifts for.
So yeah, I just wanted to say I love Christmas. I love staying at home with my kids and watching Home Alone. And It's a Wonderful Life. That is a family ritual. It's a Wonderful Life and Home Alone, all 3, 4 of them, we watch them with my kids. It's a family ritual. No Christmas goes without watching these movies. And we just cook and we get together as a family as well. It's a perfect opportunity for us to get together and meet our extended family as well. And also all the cousins are at home, and then we go to the family house and we celebrate Christmas like that as well. And also because our small businesses, we worked really hard in the last quarter, as you know. So it's a perfect time to wind down during Christmas holidays as well. Now, come to our gifting. So I'm Muslim and I practice Islam, and we have two Eids, and it's the first Eid that comes right after Ramadan. The whole month we fast, and then we celebrate Eid. This Eid is the biggest gift shopping, gift giving event of the year. The second one is more of feasting, more of like sacrificing. All the Abrahamic religions, who follow Abrahamic religions, they would know the sacrifice of the lamb or something on the second Eid, following Prophet Ibrahim, as we call him, when he intended to sacrifice his son, but God put the lamb or goat in front of him to sacrifice. So that's the second Eid. But the first Eid that comes after Ramadan is a big gift. So we like to gift each other nice things. And I am very popular in my family of gifting useful items. Like people would actually use, and it won't just collect dust, and it won't be just, put it in the shelf or the cupboard, that a no-go area for everyone. It doesn't end up there. I like to give, as you know, my mother-in-law had that cupboard as well. It was a no-go area, and it had all the trinkets and crystals inside. It looked nice, but I would want somebody to use the gift that I have spent hours and money to go and buy. So I would, so that's what I've been doing always. I would gift something that becomes handy and becomes useful for them. Like I just visited my sister, and she still has the hot water bottle cover that I gifted her when she had a baby. And she remembers it, that she said, Baji, you give such useful gifts. And even when I'm ill and I'm feeling down, I feel happy because you've made the hot bottle cover, and it cheers me up. It has the pretty
Lovely.
floral design. And so that's how we gift. I would like to give gifts, and people take cakes and other things as well. Lots of sweets, desserts go as gifts, Indian sweets, Pakistani sweets and cakes, and people like to give jewelry. And my sister-in-law just gifted us a nice tea set, all sorts of gifts that people are literally going to use either on Eid day or later on. They're going to cherish those gifts. And also, I started making in my business Eid lavender sachets. So
Yeah.
they became my best sellers. They became my best sellers, and they've been my best sellers for the last 8 years since I started making those Eid lavender sachets. So it's majority of the time, it's my non-Muslim followers or customers who buy those Eid lavender sachets for their Muslim neighbors, colleagues,
Yeah.
friends, family.
Yes.
And because they are very unique, nobody else is doing what I do with the Eid designs hand printed on the lavender sachets. So they can use them all year round. Again, I started making them because they're very useful gifts.
Yeah.
Lavender is very useful. It helps you to sleep better. And I also say to all of my customers that sleep is your biggest weapon. You need a good night's sleep to be ready for the world for the next day, for
Yeah.
your children, doing the school drop-offs and be ready for the day at work. So in order to get a good night's sleep, you need lavender in your life. So that's why I would just wanted to incorporate either designs with something that is useful and beneficial for people's everyday life. So it's not just something that they're just going to get it on Eid and forget it. So they're going to use it all year round. And that became one of my best-selling items. And similarly, I do some gold printed mandala designs on my lavender sachets. And equally, they are bestsellers on Diwali, Christmas as well. They are my best-selling designs. People love them to hang them on the Christmas trees and the windows. My husband places them in his cars as well. It's a free advertisement for me. Whenever he gets a customer or a friend, oh, what is this thing that we are smelling? And sometimes he has them hanging in his car, or sometimes he has them in his drawers or somewhere in the car. Eid is just like Christmas or any other occasion. Is a way to give to give a nice present and to say how much we appreciate each other, how much we love each other, and what a perfect way to say I love you with a lovely gift that is handmade and so thoughtfully made and produced.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for explaining that so that we can understand, how shopping and gifting, can be expressed for a different, for a different festival. It's really, really interesting to listen to. And I think the interesting thing about Eid, like Easter, is that it moves in
Yes,
timing. Is that right? Yeah.
yes, because we follow the lunar months, the moon, and then each year it goes 10 days forward. So
Yeah.
it will be 10 days difference next time. So we've seen the hot fasting months as well. We've
Yes.
fasted in cold winters. We've fasted in hot winters, dry London heat wave months
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And it's very rewarding to be rewarded with a lovely Eid after a whole month of fasting.
Yeah.
And is the best way to celebrate Eid is with your friends, family, lovely neighbors. And we give food to our neighbors as well. We give gifts as well. And I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I have such lovely neighbors. We do barbecues, we invite each other, and I give food, a platter of barbecue as well to my Christian neighbors as well. And
Yeah.
then we remember each other on these events and occasions. And also with Eid, it's hugely, it's kind of like nostalgia as well, that when we were little, we used to go to the bazaars and we used to get same matching bangles for our outfits. And the tradition continues with my daughters. Like we spend applying henna on our hands a night before Eid. We put our dresses together, we put our bangles together, and we know that next morning is all going to be dressing up and eating, feasting, and meeting our family, friends, neighbors. And now Instagram is in the picture, so everybody has to post a photo with the Eid outfit on. Yeah, the summer celebration. But then again, the essence is still the same: food, family, faith, community, festivity. It's
Mhm.
all intertwined. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to Christmas, you've described your sort of your family tradition still and the time you spend together. Do you give any gifts to each other or to your neighbors or anything like that around Christmas time as well?
Yes, Christmas time is I cook food. I cook food and I distribute to my neighbors as well. So that's how they know I'm always cooking, know that, yeah, whenever I'm cooking something. And
Yeah.
because I feel that, neighbors can smell food, it's best to give food, whatever I have cooked, to give to your neighbors. And
Absolutely.
it's we're all busy in our lives.
Yeah.
It's nice to just knock on somebody's door and say, hi, hello, you know what, I've made food and we would like to share it with you. It's
Yeah.
just a nice gesture. Sometimes,
Absolutely.
like, yeah, so on Eid and on Christmas, we have like sweeties or like sweets or other things. It's called mithai in Urdu. It's like the Indian sweets you might have seen
Yeah.
in London or in other areas. So we go with boxes around, and even during Christmas time, we send chocolates to our neighbors. Food is the best way to share love
Yeah.
and community.
Sounds like you are a big gifter in lots of different ways in your life, and I can see why. I'm sure people love receiving gifts from you. It sounds, I would love to be your neighbor. So you enjoy,
I love giving gifts.
it sounds like you enjoy the process of giving, of choosing them. But how about when it comes to actually wrapping them? Do you enjoy the process of wrapping the gift?
Yes, absolutely. So at some point, I was block printing my own wrapping paper.
Amazing. Okay, tell
Yeah.
me more about that.
So yeah, so I started block printing my own wrapping paper, and then literally people asked me, Naila, can we buy it? So I didn't, in the beginning, I didn't think that, anybody would be interested. And again, it was for Instagram. I said,
Yeah.
okay, Eid is coming and I need to show that, I'm wrapping my Eid gifts, and so people can expect the same delivery like this in their letterboxes. And I started getting orders for my block printing wrapping paper.
Fabulous.
And soon I realized, now this is such a tedious task. But I have done that. And even now, whenever I get a chance, I block print my own wrapping paper, or even reuse the old ones,
Yeah.
and then wrap gifts in old paper that I have saved. And I have also done this, that I've taken old newspaper and I've block printed on top of it. So I don't buy wrapping paper like that. I said, Nyla, whatever you have, make use of whatever you've got.
Yeah.
And so it's got my block print on it. And I wish sometimes I take photos more, because I'm really bad at that. I don't take as many photos as I should. So I've done that in the past, block printed on the newspaper and then wrapped my gifts and the presents for my family and my friends. And I've gifted those that way as well. Yeah. So yeah, gift wrapping is a surprise element of what's inside the parcel. I think it will just never go away. I think it's a surprise element, and seeing beautiful presents being wrapped on either Christmas Eve or for our Eid as well. It's a surprise element. It's just, yeah, it's never going to go old.
No, absolutely. This is it. This is why we love to receive gifts. It doesn't matter in some ways what's inside. It's that anticipation and thinking about what it might be is definitely a big part of it, isn't it? Do you offer a wrapping service for your customers that buy gifts from you? Do you do that with your online orders or when people buy from pop-ups?
Yes, majority of the at Christmas time, people ask me at the pop-ups that would you wrap it up or something like that. So yes, I do offer that. So I have like recycled tissue papers, and I sometimes block print on them. Sometimes if I have time, I'll block print them. Otherwise, I will just use my own wooden block stamp to stamp the brown paper bag that I have. Done it for my own business, so I give it in my own branded hand printed bags. But majority of the times it's during Christmas time when people ask for that, can it be gift wrapped? So yeah, gifts. So it's the job is done, they've paid the money, they've done the shopping, and they request to be gift wrapped. So it's just ready to be gifted. And it's people are so busy, life is so busy. So people think that, okay, that's it, we've chosen the scarf and now it's all wrapped up as well, and a nice with a ribbon at the end and with the bow, and that's it. All they have to do is to put it in a bag and gift it to their loved ones on Christmas. Job
Amazing.
done.
Yeah, I'm sure they love you for that. Definitely, definitely. Although, it is, it's a joyful kind of process to doing the wrapping. I know lots of people have talked on the podcast about the how overwhelming it can be when you've got lots to wrap, when it's like a
Yeah,
really busy time, whether that's Christmas or Eid or, another
yeah,
time when all of these things come together. So to help somebody tick that off the list as well, I'm sure is really, really
absolutely.
popular.
Like even now, I went to Pakistan, and so I had been buying gifts for my family and my friends. And what I do is to designate a whole suitcase of gifts. Eve. That's what I do. I
Wow.
designate the whole suitcase of gifts, but what I do is prior to packing, I put them in clear bags and label them and pack them all nicely. So when I am there, when I've reached my family house, I just open the suitcase and start giving out presents. So I don't have to dig through and go through all the suitcases and this.
Yeah.
So my sister noticed this. My sister said, she calls me Baji. Baji means older sister. So I'm her older sister. And she says, Baji, you really know how to, you have a system. I said, yes, I
Oh,
have a system. And yeah. And so I put everybody's gifts. And this is for my mom. This is for my sister. This is for my different nephew. That's for my niece. So I label them and I put them in clear bags. So it's all sometimes clear bags, sometimes it's gift wrap, but majority of the time is clear packaging. And then it's easy to recognize as well. And so I have a system, and that's how I designate a whole suitcase to just for gifts. So I
love
don't
that.
open my personal suitcase or my kids' personal suitcases in front of everybody. So
Yeah.
I know which one to open. And yeah, I have a system, Eve.
I love that. I mean, one
Yeah.
of my questions was about rituals and traditions, but that's so organized. That's just amazing. I love that. Really love that. So what about you? We've talked about a lot about gifts that you've given to other people, but what about any memories of gifts that you have been given yourself? Anything special that somebody's chosen for you?
Well, my God, it's just going to make me so emotional. So 22 years ago, I came to London, and my husband asked me, Naila, what would you like as a gift? Because he's not a gift shopper. He is not a gift shopper.
Okay.
He's very shy and but a true gentleman. And he said, okay, Naila, what would you like? A London gift, You've come to London, you've come to live with me. So what would you like? I said I would like a wristwatch because previously my dad had given me a wristwatch, but I left it in Pakistan. And so I was missing my dad in a way. That's why I requested for a wristwatch. And to this date, I still wear it. I still wear it, my wristwatch. And so my husband bought me a gold ring and a wristwatch, and he bought me a mobile phone.
Cool gift.
Very practical gift. Because he said, okay, now even if I'm at work, we can speak to each other. So that was my first mobile,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Nokia mobile with a camera. That was my first gift from him when I came to London to live with him and start a new life, and to see a new Naila in London. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Most
It's
welcome.
always really lovely to hear about, yeah, the gifts that mean so much to us when we receive them as well. So thank you. It's been absolutely brilliant to talk to you. So much in here that I know that people are going to really find so interesting and useful. So before we go, can you tell everybody how can they come and find out more about what you do if they want to have a look at your beautiful gifts, either for shopping or getting some inspiration as well if they are a maker? Where can they find you?
Absolutely. So I have a website. Just type my name, Naila Ahmad London. I will pop up. I have a website. I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, that is called now. Where else? LinkedIn. I'm still getting the
But
hang
it's
of
all
it.
your name.
All my name, Naila Ahmad London, everywhere. And then my website is up and running as well. I take a huge pride in it because it's taken me so long to get the hang of it and fall in love with my admin work. And so, yeah, you can find out about my story, my achievements, my upcoming events, and also my workshops that I have resumed last year, and they have become very popular. And so, yeah, join me at my upcoming events or my workshops. Make a day trip to London if you live far away. People have come from Oxford, Cambridge, Southend, Kent, from few places to visit my workshops, attend my workshops. And there's so much to see in Leighton. Come and see Leighton. Come and see me. Join me next time.
Fantastic. Pop all those links in the show notes so people can come and check you out, come and join you on a workshop or just do some gift shopping with you. Thank you so much, Naila. It has been fantastic speaking to you. Thank you.
Most welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast. For free resources, head to giftwrappedyeve.com/freebies and follow Eve on socials at giftwrapbyeve on Instagram and Facebook.